And welcome from Cedar Falls High School for volleyball action as the Cedar Falls Tigers sophomore team in action as they'll be hosting the Warriors of Cedar Rapids, Washington. Mark Simpson along with Eric Braley here on Cedar Falls Community Television. Eric, we don't get a chance to see the younger players that often, so kind of a new and exciting experience for us.
Yeah, very much so. This is the next wave of talent that will be coming through Cedar Falls High School, building on that strong tradition. So a rare chance to bring this to you, the viewers of Cedar Falls Community Television. And right now on paper, it should be a lopsided advantage to Cedar Falls just by looking at the records. But still got to play fundamentally sound, work on things, and kind of have goals within the goals of winning the overall set and the overall match.
So we're tying at 1, Cedar Falls serving, and for the Tigers, this is Nohea Mahi, a 5'7" freshman. Of course, her older sister, Taya Mahi, really a great career at Cedar Falls, as the Tigers set it to the outside and come down with a kill to grab their first lead at 2-1. Good passing by CF.
Yeah, good passing, and the set was there just in the net. It's a little hard when you're playing that close to the net to keep all parts of the body out of it.
So the Tigers into the net, and the point goes over to Cedar Rapids, Washington. I did not see that, so it's a 2-1 lead for the visiting Warriors. Anicia Smith bumps it across for the CF. Tigers in system, and that's a specialty of the Cedar Falls volleyball program now, those quick sets and putting down the kill. There's Ellie Gertis, a 6-foot sophomore.
Well, I tell you what, the reason why those quick sets are so effective is the defense just does not have time to get set up and put a solid block up. If you have a good pass to your setter, she has so many options, and if the timing is on and you can do a quick handoff like to a fullback in football, then the defense just can't respond. And that is something that if you can learn it early and perfect it when you're a freshman, sophomore, then you're hitting on all cylinders when it counts most at the varsity level.
Anicia Smith continues to serve for CF. The pass too close to the net. Unable to play it with Sarah Alba, and we are tied at 3-apiece.
What you didn't see on that screen was the ball hit off the top of the rafters, so it came down much quicker than expected to Mahi, so her bump over as the set attempt was not as good as it normally is. But good concentration still to play it off the rafters. Sometimes it's kind of like Plinko up there, not sure exactly where it's going to fall.
Alba with the kill for the Tiger sophomore team, and they lead now 4-3. They'll make a substitution. We'll see Olivia Smothers, a 5'10" sophomore, coming into the front row. Serving now for the Tigers will be Peyton Kellum, 5' 1" defensive specialist. Cross-court attack handled by Kellum, and somebody stepped over the line.
Yeah, Mahi did. The pass just was not good, and so Mahi really had to chase to get it, and her foot slid underneath the net and on the line. Passing so important, Mark, in volleyball. You really don't want your setter to have to work that hard. If you can get it within 5 feet of her, then she has options. But you see some tough serving, some very bad passing, results in a good lead for the visitors here out of Washington.
Serving is Kylie Peterson. She's a freshman, 5 feet 4 inches tall for a team that's only won 1 match so far. Big swing by the Tigers' Sarah Alba, but into the net. So Washington has their biggest lead, 2 points, 6-4, very early in this first set. Quick set, and nobody there. No man's land, right? That 3-meter line is tapping it across. Easy kill for Olivia Smothers.
Needing to get the side out. It's now 6-5, and even though it is maybe a sluggish start for Cedar Falls right out of the gates, with confidence they can kind of calm down and work things out on their side of the net.
Ball gets tapped across. Vlasic a little slow getting over, and it's now 7-5 in favor of Wash as they continue to serve. High set, and Alba. Well, she has some springs as she's able to put down the kill.
She really does, and it's not only her leaping ability, but it's where she makes contact with the volleyball. Good quick footwork, flying in, making contact high with the ball, and then the multiple options of where she can spray it with her attack.
Alba setting it up to Mahi in the attack. And we are tied 7 apiece. This is now our 5th tie so far. 7-7. And Sarah Alba continues to serve.
Well, Mark, you really expect to see at this stage of the season, there's only really a couple weeks left of the season, playing really fundamentally sound volleyball and cleaning up mistakes, making sure everyone's on the same page with communication, spacing, where they're at, because they've really been through a lot already this year. And the Tigers have looked dominant this season at this level.
9-7, 4-0 run by the Cedar Falls sophomore team as they have now surged ahead here against Cedar Rapids, Washington, as Alba continues to serve the bullets.
And you're fine with that as a coach. So that's a service error. It's a free point for Cedar Rapids, Washington. It's a side out. But because you are asking her to serve so aggressively, you're kind of living life on the edge. You're fine with some good points, but occasionally you might miss.
Coming in the serve was Olivia Schultz, and she serves it into the net. So side out. Now Cedar Falls will have Lainey Nielsen, 5'2" libero. Continues Cedar Falls strong serving of late here. Nielsen, Mahi, and a little drop shot is good by Gertis. Good teamwork.
Well, and great vision by Gertis. She's up there, hangs in the air, and sees nobody is on that right sideline. Like nobody. So she knows she doesn't have to go with power. Instead, she goes with placement. Wow, great concentration reading that down off the rafters.
Mahi with the block, quickly returned by Washington, and just crawls over on the soft hit by Gertis. And Cedar Falls now has their biggest lead of 4 points, 12-8.
Well, Washington needs to figure out how to take that shot away. The back row potentially needs to be able to slide up a little bit closer so that side, that specific zone is not wide open for Cedar Falls, because they can make a living with that play.
Jasmine Martin serving for Cedar Rapids, Washington. Again, another serving error committed by the Warriors.
Well, just to be a bit critical here, so Washington only has 1 win on the year. You got to play near perfect volleyball in order to defeat a team as good as Cedar Falls is. And service errors like that, and we've seen a handful of them, that's something you can control. Practicing your serving is something you can definitely have control over.
Mahi was with an ace serve. Tigers now ahead by 5 points in the sophomore match. Cedar Falls coming in, I was told, a record of 17-2, 5-0 in the Mississippi division.
Incredible, yeah. And Mahi, again, you're fine with that because she had a good run serving back there. It's almost like she's attacking the ball with how she strikes it behind the service line. She brings so many positive weapons to this team with her passing, with her setting, with her serving.
Smith goes cross court and with some power.
Again, the connection was right on the money. The footwork, the placement, there's no stopping that one.
Now there's a couple of young ladies on this sophomore team now playing on the varsity team, and Katie Remmert and Olivia Bronner. And so we're seeing, and there'll be some big shoes to fill for Cedar Falls. It's this being senior night, and they'll be recognized later this evening. But it'll be interesting to see what ladies will be contributing in starting roles for the varsity team next year.
Well, that's why I love broadcasting these matches, because you get to see who will step up and be the next stars or the next role players. And there is some talent. This Cedar Falls volleyball program has a very strong foundation, and it's just replacing talent every year. How are we going to replace that senior class? Well, that next class underneath is very talented as well, year after year.
So big kill by Ellie Gertis, and Anicia Smith with a ace serve. Now the Tigers rolling right now after a slow start. They lead 18-10. The Cedar Falls sophomore team, their head coach is Abby Perez. Abby is helped by Morgan Rutherford, and they both had really strong high school careers. Abby was at that powerful Dayton New Hartford program. She was on the state championship team her senior year in 2011. She later played at Mount Mercy College, and Morgan Rutherford played at Charles City. Was a member of the 2012 state championship. That's when Matt Johnson, the Cedar Falls varsity head coach, was the head coach.
Yeah, and you can just see the connection they have with their staff, with their team. They're having fun out here. It's easy to have fun when you're rolling over the competition, and hard work in practice, hard work in the off season to prepare for this. And another thing I want to mention, we talk about what Matt Johnson has done here with the program, but there are some outstanding AAU opportunities for people that live in the area here. Not just one program, multiple programs to be involved in. So you could play volleyball year-round or most of the year to improve on your fundamentals. And I think that's another reason why we saw the freshmen look so good, and now these sophomores continue on that great tradition of CF volleyball.
That's Sarah Alba with a kill, little assistance from the net, 19-10. Joust at the net, and Alba wins it, and into the net was Jasmine Martin for Cedar Rapids, Washington. So Cedar Falls now doubling up the score, 20-10, and Anicia Smith continues to serve.
Very impressed from what I've seen from Sarah Alba here in this match. Really one of the bright spots with this sophomore class.
Another timeout taken by Cedar Rapids, Washington, as the Tigers win the first set. 21-10 is the final score. 21-10. Caught me off guard. I was waiting for 25 varsity. 21-10. They only play up 21 on the sophomore level. So the Tigers win the first set. We'll be back with the second set right after this. This is Tiger Volleyball, sophomore style on Cedar Falls Community Television.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Class, today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper, you better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop, you got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Cedar Falls sophomores win the first set, 21-10. They closed out on a 12-2 run. It was 9-8, and then it was all Cedar Falls after that. So The Tigers win the first set as we get ready for the second set. And you see the Tiger huddle as head coaches Abby Perez and Morgan Rutherford talk to the Tigers. I like those simple uniforms.
Yeah, they're easy to see as TV broadcasters as well. Well, I'll tell you what, Mark. I think one of the hardest challenges Cedar Falls has in this, because Cedar Rapids, Washington just is not a tough opponent as far as what they've done so far this year, and from what I saw in that first set, Cedar Falls just has to continue to play their game. They have to stay focused. They have to continue to communicate. They have to really try and work to improve. Improve every practice, improve every match, improve every time you step on the court. So if they won 21-10 in the first set, maybe they should have a goal of winning by a wider margin here in the second set, because the Tigers did look pretty sluggish out of the gates here. And maybe it's an opportunity to get some other players involved as well, or try some different rotations.
They're getting everything set with the lineups.
We got a great officiating crew. The top official is Jay Grassley, the son of the Senator Chuck Grassley. Jay Grassley has been a high school official forever. He was a manager under Roger Arbifard, and actually graduated around the time that Bobby Becker Peterson, the UNI head volleyball coach, who's about to become the winningest volleyball coach in UNI history. And then we have the down official is a star at Appleton Parkersburg and played for the Iowa Hawkeyes as well. So two great officials officiating the sophomore volleyball match tonight. Two of the best in the state.
So we're underway in the second set. Tigers go to Smith, who comes down with her first kill in the second set. And Cedar Falls grabs a quick 1-0 lead. And the high pass and gives plenty of time for Anicia Smith to time her jump, put down the kill as Mahi with the serve.
And that's the thing, they don't always have to be perfect sets. You just want to get enough air under the ball to give the hitter a chance to make a play. And we'll see it again here. And it goes down for a point. It's not an ideal set, but it's something they work on. The chemistry, the connection is there. And, yes, Cedar Falls looks really good.
Mahi, mahalo. As she gets the ace serve, and it's 3-0.
Well, it's coming over like bullets right off of the contact behind the service line. Volleyball runs in their family. Her parents were head coaches at the University of Oklahoma. Her father, Kalani, was longtime assistant Division I coach at UNI. Mom and dad do AAU for volleyball here. Sand volleyball, this traditional court volleyball as well. And it's just, if your last name's Mahi and you live in Cedar Falls, you've grown up around that sport. And you can see she knows exactly what to do as a setter and exactly what to do behind the service line.
Good volley for both teams. Tigers get the point. They lead 4-0 in the second set and unable to dig that out. Good effort by Jasmine Martin, but goes out of play, and Cedar Falls leads 5-0.
So as a coach for Washington, you have a couple of options. You can take a timeout, but you only get 2. He's deciding not to do that. Excuse me. Another option is you do a substitution, and that's what he's going to elect to do at this point early on.
Anna Wilson coming into the back row. Wilson bumps it. High set. Off the net, the attack by VC. And scrambling are the Warriors and unable to get it across. And 6-0 CF with the lead.
Wow. I mean, the Tigers, just everything they're doing has been productive here. And this is the more focused Tigers start that I expected to see.
Oh, that hit the head.
Yep.
She was trying to duck out of the way, Olivia Schultz, and that's the way it's going for the Warriors here in the second set. Schultz was trying to get out of the way and hit her in the head, and it's 7-0.
It's like in baseball when the batter tries to duck out of the way and the pitch hits the bat and goes into foul territory for a strike.
VC with the attack, which is long. 8-0 CF. Mahi continues to serve, and now Sean Martin calls a timeout. Coach Martin coaching the sophomore team. The second time he's been coaching at Washington. Coached the freshman team last year. He's a graduate at Iowa. So there's the Warriors. They've had a long season here, just 1-12 coming into this match. He likes their attitude. He just says, right, sometimes just don't have the talent right now. But he said the kids have worked hard in practices, and that's all he can ask for is their effort.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly what you want, and that's the only way you're going to improve is if you work hard at practice and bring a positive attitude. But, yeah, it's not fun when you lose the majority of your games and you're down 8-0 on the road against a very tough team. But the varsity's having that problem as well. Just trying to get a winning tradition going. It's pretty much the exact opposite of what Cedar Falls High School volleyball has been experiencing.
So Nohea Mahi continues to serve, 5-7. She's only a freshman on this sophomore team. Another ace serve, 9-0. Mahi making the Tigers, helping them to build a huge lead in the second set. Problems on that first contact and bumped across. The Tigers, quick set, Gertis, that's in.
Gertis just plays that position about as well as you can expect as a sophomore. And there is obviously potential and room to grow and get better, but I would say she's one of the best sophomores in the state at that position at this current time. It's learning those fundamentals. At this point, you're probably not going to change too many positions. The setter is established. The outside hitter is established. The middle, the DS, everyone now knows their role, and it's working on that to find ways to get into the lineup to help the team, help the program when you're ready at that next level at the varsity.
Well, we are only 10 points away from seeing something I've never seen before in a volleyball match at the high school level, a shutout.
We've seen a lot of volleyball, and, I mean, this is just a clinic.
It's 12-0. We only play up to 21, remember. So they're just 9 points away if Mahi can maybe serve them out here. And I spoke too soon. And that's out of play.
And again, the coaching staff for Cedar Falls perfectly fine with that. When you serve aggressively, if you get 12 serves in, you're fine letting that 13th one sail out of bounds because you are serving so tough.
Erica Vesey with the good serve. Drop shot put across by Elise Wurr, who's into the match. And after giving up the first 12 points, now the Warriors have scored 2 in a row, and it's 12-2. Erica Vesey continues to serve.
We had movement in the back row. You can't go until the serve goes over. So we're seeing a run here, a 3-0 run. And this is when you got to be mentally ready to go and find a way to get a side out.
Anicia Smith, she plays taller than 5'8".
She does.
I'll tell you what, I'll play poker with her. She has no expression on her face.
Some people get really into it and celebrate as soon as the contact's made. Others, hey, this is what I'm here for. I expect to get that. Just like coming in, expecting to get the ace is Samantha Hitlin.
So Hitlin, 5'8", outside, 5'7". Sophomore serving.
And she's serving tough as well. And you can see that's what she brings to this team right now, because Washington is struggling handling those serves that are coming over the net.
Oh, gets the friendly roll. And Tigers now lead 16-3 in the second set. And Warriors will use their final time out. So it's a big lead for Cedar Falls. Mark Simpson, Eric Braley here doing the sophomore game. As again, we enjoy the opportunity to see the younger players here, and once a year we like to make sure we give them the coverage. They've worked incredibly hard this year, just like the varsity teams.
Well, you know what's awesome is the fact that we're a little spoiled here in Cedar Falls. Just talk about the success we've seen the last forever with the fall sports, with football and volleyball and cross country and swimming and diving and boys and girls basketball and track, and like it is just hard work, good coaches, good administration, student athletes, parents, everyone's buying in, and because of that, the majority of the time when you tune into Channel 15 to say, hey, yeah, let's tune in and see how the sophomore team looks. Oh, they look really good too. It's a good tradition, but the hard work in the weight room, the off season, and the practice makes this the result time in and time out.
So the timeout works as Sammy Hitland's serve goes out of play, and it's now 16-4. Comfortable lead for the Tigers. Haven Johnson now serving for Cedar Rapids, Washington. Nice passing. They go to the outside. Big swing by Sarah Albaugh, but this time she hits it into the net.
Yeah, I'm just impressed they were able to get that swing out of it because of how tough the serve was and getting it to the setter. Sometimes it's not the most conventional way to do things, and you can use any part of the body. You saw kind of a kick at the end there. You can use your foot, you can use your elbow, you can use your shoulder, you can use your noggin. Any part. You can't lift it, but you can use any body part to keep it up off the court.
Going cross court, and Kaylin Cracklow coming in, and everybody contributing for the Cedar Falls sophomore team right now. It's 17-6. Cedar Falls, we're setting up to do the varsity matches. Sophomore teams playing. I like to watch a little bit, get prepared. They had a really good match against Cedar Rapids Xavier that they won. I mean, it was really high-level volleyball. As Xavier with a very strong team, and it was
always
fun watching that match. I was trying to get my work done, and I was getting distracted. So it's 18-6, 3 points away. Cedar Falls taking a big 2-0 lead.
Big smile out of Olivia Smothers there.
Lainey Nielsen serving. She's the libero. That's why she wears the different colored jersey. And Warriors able to get that across.
Great hustle. In the net.
So Warriors call for being into the net, trying to go up for that block. 19-6. Nielsen continues to serve. Cedar Falls trying to go to 18-2 on the year. The only two losses were when the girls that are on the varsity team now were out in a tournament in Omaha, Nebraska with the varsity squad.
Yeah, things are looking good for the Tigers with this sophomore team, and you can tell they're having fun. They're a family. They're friends. They're pretty dominant, as the scoreboard shows.
And they win 21-6 in the final set. Cedar Falls jumped out to a 12-0 lead and never were tested in this one as they win by a score of 21-6. And we'll continue with more right after this. This is Sophomore Volleyball on Cedar Falls Community Television.
It's Ava, and this is Tess from Vivo's Do It Yourselfie, where we recreate the hottest looks from today's biggest music videos.
After cleaning out our closet, we have a lot of clothes we don't wear anymore.
Like this old t-shirt.
It's not garbage, it's actually a brand new rug.
And to make it, all you need to do is cut, tie, and glue.
Cut the t-shirt into strips.
Tie the strips into knots.
And glue the knots to the bath mat. I love it. Give your garbage another life.
And recycle.
May I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Don't worry. The 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Welcome back. Mark Simpson with you along with Eric Braley. We're covering the sophomore match for the Cedar Falls Tigers. They're taking on Cedar Rapids, Washington. You see the first two scores, Tigers winning easily. And Eric, we can now go to the third set. Right now, the Tigers just trying to keep that intensity, not keep that foot on the accelerator, and try to get the sweep against the Warriors.
Well, remember what I said. You have to have goals within the goal of winning the match. And I thought potentially one of their goals was to win the second set by a bigger margin than the first set. And they did just that. Winning the first set 21-10, winning the second set 21-6. It's going to be hard to win by more convincing margin than that here, but it should be their goal. Great coaches teaching the fundamentals, teaching teamwork, teaching the sport of volleyball, but also showing, hey, this is fun. Let's keep working hard here. Mark, 1 week from now, the season's done for these teams. So trying to savor and squeeze out as much enjoyment out of this sophomore season for both these programs here in the final week.
Will not play any postseason matches like varsity, so they're currently now 5-0 in the Mississippi Valley Conference. So this means a big deal for them if they can go unbeaten in MVC play. That's something they can always say, that they were the champions as sophomores. As serving is Selena Glubka, and we are underway. Bumped across by Kreklow for the Tigers. And the Warriors able to go outside and get the kill with Lily Fottrell, and it's a 1-0 lead for Cedar Rapids, Washington.
Well, another thing that is impressive when I look at the sophomore team is they weren't playing together last year. So Holmes, 9th grade, and Pete, 9th grade, two separate teams. So now this is their first year being combined and mixed together into one cohesive unit. And so far, the mixing of Holmes and Pete have resulted in a near-perfect season.
Alba, nicely placed hit, gets the kill. And it's Cedar Rapids, Washington ahead 2-1. Tigers will now bring in Alex Williams off the bench into the front row.
So this is where the Tigers made their run in the second set with this rotation that we're seeing on the court right now.
Free ball, nope, they can't get it across, and it's point for CF, 2-2. Tigers tie it, leading 2-0. And this is Nohea Mahi. Served the first 12 points of that second set. Attack is long, and the hit by Kreklow.
Well, one of the reasons why that was hard for Cedar Falls
was that last touch. Ball was.
I didn't see the call by the official, but the Tigers keep the point.
So it's 3-2 Cedar Falls. I thought that was out by Kreklow. Apparently last touch by the Warriors. Kreklow again. Oh, getting just a piece of it was Elise Were, but falls on the Cedar Falls side.
Yeah, Elise was there, had that extension, but a nice play by Washington going right at the block and able to win that battle.
Yasmin Hers with the serve.
Great job by Mahi to stay out of the net. The pass was so tight.
An overpass, and pouncing on that one was Anna Wilson for Cedar Rapids, Washington. The Warriors take a 4-3 lead as Yasmin Hers continues to serve. Mahi going to the outside. Big hit by Williams, too long.
Well, look at this. Washington playing their best volleyball of the night right now with the 5-3 advantage. And Cedar Falls kind of needs to come together and figure out a way to get a side out right now.
Oh, tack from the back row, and Cedar Falls gets the kill. Nicely done. Let's watch that again.
Mixing in a variety of different players at a variety of different positions, and the back row was successful on that attack.
Lauren Vlasic serving for the Tigers. Looking for their 18th win of the year. They're coming in 17-2. That's a good reaction by the Warriors, able to get that across. And Cedar Falls goes to Riley Gazelle. And her first swing of the night, a kill, and it's 5-5.
I like it. Again, that wasn't the traditional way to go about getting the point, but they stuck with it. And now a service ace, and the Tigers have put a run together. You can feel the momentum shifting to their favor right now as they regain the lead at 6-5 here.
And Cedar Falls able to play some of the reserves here in this third set. 7-5, and they are contributing. Tigers not missing a beat. Now is trying to slow down the momentum. Cedar Rapids, Washington, they spend their first time out.
Yeah, 7-5. The Tigers, well, one of the things that I like about this is the fact that I mentioned at the start of the broadcast, hopefully we can see some different lineups and some players that have really been working their tails off in practice and get some opportunities here. And, you know, just looking at Williams on the court and Ware and number 4, Giselle, you know, there's some different combinations that maybe you haven't seen play a lot in the first or second set. And right now you're not seeing that drop off. And you can tell they're having fun. Mahi doing a good job running the show there, and the serving that we have seen out of Lauren has been tremendous coming in.
So Vlasic serving. Going outside and getting the kill down is Lily Fottrell for Cedar Rapids, Washington. It's now 7-6 Cedar Falls. Haven Johnson will be serving for Cedar Rapids, Washington. That's nice job saving that by Williams, and Tigers get it across. Glass. Now Williams, partially deflected, falls in there for the point.
Again, if the block is there, you have options. Do you hit it over the block? Do you try and hit it around the block? Or do you do that and attack the block and try and hit it right through the block? Chose to go right at it, and she won that battle, able to get it through for the point.
Lainey Nilsson serving. Fottrell. Now the Tigers.
Nice patience on Cedar Falls' side of the net, and it pays off.
Mahi setting up to Olivia Smothers. 9-6.
And again, the momentum definitely in favor of Cedar Falls now. Give credit to Washington, and as they were able to come out strong to start this third set. But, I mean, they just are no match, as, you know, their coach kind of talked about coming into this. It's just they're missing some key pieces right now to be a tough test for the Tigers. That's a quick hit and play.
Yeah, Smothers able to get that down. Tigers now lead 11-6. So my guess is that Alex Williams, Lauren Vlasic, and Sammy Hitler all do their own hair because they have that unique hairdo.
Yeah. It might be just for tonight. It might be something all season long. We'll check in when they're juniors and see if they have that same hairstyle on the varsity. I'm an old man. I don't claim to know what the hip hairstyle is in 2019, Mark.
Quick set, Smothers.
I love her reach. I mean, the set wasn't perfect, but she's able to fully extend, reach over, and then hang in the air long enough to tap it over. It's not always power. Placement is a lot of times more important when you're attacking in volleyball.
Peyton Kellum coming off the bench to serve. Saw some action in that first set. Warriors get the point. It's 12-8 side out. Now serving, we're going to see Anna Wilson. So coming in, Cedar Falls 17-2. Cedar Rapids, Washington just 1-12. So Tigers big favorite just on paper. Tigers got off to a little bit of a slow start in that first set, but one going away 21-10. Won the second set easily 21-6. So there's contact on the net, and that's going to be against Washington. And
they saw their hand on that great replay. Our outstanding Channel 15 production crew, cameras, audio, score bug, replay, director, producer, engineer. It's the trifecta tonight, as they had the 9th grade broadcast of 8th grade, or excuse me, the 2 9th grade schools in Cedar Falls, Pete versus Holmes. Now you have it tuned into the sophomores, and then the varsity coming up. A long day for the Cedar Falls community production team.
Serve is out of play, 13-9. Warriors still within striking distance, 4 points down. They'll have Olivia Schultz coming off the bench to serve. And serving error, the Tigers pick up a point. There's Hitler. Now, again, the hairdo is what I'm
well, it's working.
I'm liking about it.
Everyone with that hairdo is strong serving for the Tigers tonight. That's one common thread I've seen.
Haven Johnson in the middle puts down a kill for Cedar Rapids, Washington.
You know, some of the times that Washington has had the most success is those faster developing plays where the Cedar Falls can't get as set on defense as they want to be. Tigers trying to finish this out strong and complete the sweep here in this third set.
Action at the net. There's a joust, and this time Cedar Falls is guilty of hitting the net.
It's so hard not to get into the net. All your momentum's taking you there. You want to get as close as possible for the block, for the attack, but you can't be in the net.
Mahi, little drop shot, picked up by Glubka. Rally continues. Overpass. Nicely played in the back row by the Warriors. Keep it alive. Mahi goes to the quick set this time, and Alba hits it long. A correction, Elise Wurr hits it long, and it's now 14-12.
Good idea with the pass, the set, and the attack. But volleyball's a game of inches, and that time just missed by an inch or two.
Kreklow. Up Tigers, can they chase it down? No, and now all of a sudden Cedar Rapids, Washington is pulled within one, 14-13 as they have the momentum.
Yeah, interesting decision to see. Does Morgan Rutherford, does she call a timeout, or does she see if her team can work through this without having to use a timeout? They're looking for a side out, and they're looking for it right now.
High set, and a Attacking air by Alban. We're 10 at 14, and Cedar Falls coaches looking at each other. Do we call a timeout? They kind of shrug. Let's let them play through this, see how they react. So again, we just played at 21. So every point really critical now for both teams, and hitting it out of play again. And now it's enough for Abby Perez, the head coach. She says timeout. And so now here's Washington. We're down at one point, 12-7. And now they've gone on an 8-2 run. And now they lead 15-14.
It's really good for them and just their confidence. They might not come out with the victory overall, but there's small victories that they can take to keep motivated, to keep working hard in practice. And again, many of these student athletes are multi-sport athletes. So a strong finish, even though there's only a week left in the sophomore volleyball season. Well, a good finish by either of these schools could lead into the next sports season or off-season workouts. You got to have a little bit of a reward to keep things motivated. And there's so much that you can do in the sport of volleyball, Mark, independently, individually, that can prepare you for whenever that next season comes around.
Gupka with the serve. Tigers looking for that big side out. Kreklow. Swing and return by the Warriors after it had rolled across the net. Mahi getting offensive from her setter position, and it catches the Warriors off guard, and the Tigers tie it up.
Good play by Mahi. She's done a good job spreading it around and getting her teammates involved with kills, but that element of surprise of dumping it over, and now she'll head to the bench on the rotation.
Maggie Schuring now serving. I believe this is Maggie's first serve in this match. Oh, little drop shot. Great dig by Kreklow. And that's a high into the rafters. And can the Warriors return it? No. Cedar Falls regains the lead 16-15. I think Cedar Falls gym must be a little bit shorter than some other schools with the rafters
I think
here.
So. Well, when they build that new high school in a couple of years, it'll be interesting to see what their gym looks like.
Into the net, and we're tied again. So we're, again, just playing up at 21. Tigers lead 2-0. This is Yasmin Hers, 5'4" libero with the serve. Quick set. Tigers go to the back row. And the Warriors get it down.
Wow.
As Anna Wilson gets the well-placed hit.
Right on the line.
17-16. So there's a team that struggled all season long. Just to win a set here would be a big confidence
booster. It'd be
booster.
huge, Mark. It'd be huge for Cedar Rapids, Washington.
Quick set. Knocked across by Cedar Falls by Wurr. The ball crawls on the net. Good dig by Williams, correction. And no one's going to be able to get that, or will they? Yes, they do on the third.
Amazing hustle.
And that ball's way long, and good hustle pays off, and now Cedar Falls will use their second timeout.
Incredible hustle. Wow.
So it's 18-16, Cedar Rapids, Washington, as they have surged. As Cedar Falls just seems they have not been able to get that in system. Let's watch that replay here.
Can we turn up the audio where Mark says there's no way they'll get this point? And then they do. That's why you stick with it if you're watching at home.
Watch that.
You never know. One-handed save. And they had to knock it over on that third contact. They did just that. Cedar Falls has a big advantage, but kind of a fadeaway attack. And the advantage to Washington.
So it's the best 3 out of 5. So trying to force stay alive here, our Cedar Rapids, Washington. It's Olivia Schultz. Give her credit, number 19 for Cedar Rapids, Washington, who ran that down. It looked like there was no chance that would be returned. Hers with the serve. Tigers now trying to rally from the outside, and it's slipping in the back row is Schultz, and the Tigers get the point.
Great job going down the line. The line is open, and no chance at being able to get that one. Perfect placement on that attack.
Vlasic with the serve. Got to be the hair. As she does it. She ties it at 18 apiece.
Another great serve. Another good defense. And I like this perseverance we've seen out of the Tigers. A couple of their starters have been sitting out.
That hair is banging. Look at that. And the Tigers take the lead, 19-18.
And here's the thing. You have a couple of your starters who are not playing here in the majority of this third set, but there doesn't have to be that drop-off. And now you're having some opportunities to come in and do something, improve, because you've been going hard in practice. You've been working for this opportunity, and you can tell they're having fun.
So just right on cue, Samantha Hitland stands right next to Lauren Vlasic with the same hairdo.
You know, back when I was this age, a long time ago, they always wore the ribbons and the bows in the hair for volleyball.
Vlasic serving. Tigers 2 points away from the sweep. And oh, it's an ace!
Wow.
A floater, and it falls into the back corner.
Perfect placement. Absolutely perfect. She dialed that one up. And she's spraying her around. She's not going to the same zone every single time. That's what makes it tough, keeping them guessing.
Okay, and it's an ace to close it out.
Wow.
Schultz was hesitated about whether to play that or not, and the last second hit it, and it goes way long.
Says it all. Congratulations on a big win.
So a 4-0 run by Cedar Falls to close it out, and Cedar Falls wins 21-18, and it's a 3-set sweep for CF as they come away with the victory over Cedar Rapids, Washington, and now are 18-2 on the year. That was a fun one.
Yeah, my takeaway is the freshmen, the ninth graders are outstanding for Cedar Falls volleyball. The sophomores are equally as good. The future is bright for Cedar Falls volleyball. Continued success here with this program.
So the Cedar Falls sophomores win. Hope you enjoyed it. For Eric Braley, I'm Mark Simpson, and the rest of our talented Cedar Falls Community Television crew, thank you for watching high school athletics on Cedar Falls Community Television.